Good morning, everybody. This is a bit of a change. I usually do my videos in the afternoon, but welcome to my craft room this morning. Tonight I'm doing a Zoom online class with the Bouquet of Hope paper pumpkin kit. So this is an introduction to people for these. Well, you probably have seen these around already on YouTube. These are from Stampin' Up, and we have a limited number released occasionally in the United Kingdom. So this is one called Bouquet of Hope that they have released last month actually, and it's really lovely. So when you open a paper pumpkin kit out, it comes all in the box. Everything's there except for an acrylic block. It comes beautifully wrapped in tissue paper. I've obviously opened this one up already. The first thing I'm going to show you is what's actually in the kit. I'm going to show you there are basically the kit makes 9 cards altogether, 3 different designs, and there are the envelopes are lined as well, and they give you all the embellishments and the sequins and the stickers and everything for those 3 cards. At the end of the video I'm going to show you some alternative cards made with this kit, which my thanks goes to Chelsea Christensen, who's an artisan design Stampin' Up demonstrator, and she's done a very good YouTube with the alternatives that I'll be showing you. So first of all, what's in the kit? So you get, if I just show you first of all, you get 3 cards like that, 3 cards like that, 3 cards like that, and then you get 3 envelopes like that, 3 of those and 3 of those. So obviously, as I've said before, it makes 9 cards in all. You get a really nice stamp set which has a bouquet of flowers. If I just turn this around, this will probably show it better. Probably show it better that way. There you've got the bouquet of flowers, and you've got some little flowers, couple of little leaves, and these are really good for sympathy cards and thinking of you. This says, so sorry for your loss. Another sentiment says, sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you and wishing I could be there to hold your hand. And this sentiment says, I'll always be here for you. So 3 really nice sympathy, thinking of you sentiments. And then you've got 3 sheets like this. So you'll have 3 bouquets, 3 yellow strips, and then obviously 6 of these in total and 3 of these yellow flowers. So 3 like that. And then you get a sheet I've used to already of the sentiment labels that you're going to stamp on. And you get 3 of these. So you've got it in French and English and in German, thinking of you. These are stickers. You get 3 lovely, gorgeous gold embossed vellum sheets. And then you get 3 of these lovely gold foil doilies. So these are the 3 cards that I've made according to the instructions that Stampin' Up give. So this one is thinking of you. This one is so sorry for your loss, but I've stamped in, I think it was an evening evergreen, the bouquet of flowers, and cut it out because, to be honest, I thought it looked a bit boring and dull like that. So I just wanted to add a bouquet of flowers. These black sequins come in the kit. Oh, I forgot to say that. I'll say that in a moment. And then this is the 3rd card. I'll always be here for you. So I'm just going to show you. You do get some green twine in the kit. You get a sheet of black adhesive sequins. You get a sheet of glue dots. You get a mossy meadow ink spot. And you get a whole sheet of large dimensionals. So very, very well supplied kit. So I'm just going to, I'll be demonstrating these tonight at my class, but here is one alternative that Chelsea Christensen showed us. So I've stamped onto a piece. I think this is, let me just measure it. I think this piece is, it's 2 3/4 by 4. Just check that again. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 4. Piece of basic white on Merry Merlot background. And then I've embossed this with one of the embossing folders, which goes in the mini cut and emboss machine. And Chelsea Christensen shows on her video how, although it's a narrow embossing folder, you can do one and then you overlap it and do the second, and you can't even see the join. So you can use it for larger card areas, which is really good. And then I coloured it in using my blends, which was really easy and nice to do. This is another card. She showed it in different colours. I've done it with Coastal Cabana, embossed with a Parisian embossing folder. This piece of Whisper White, I always do things imperial, measures 3 by 4.5. So you just want to make sure you've got some of the embossed area showing. I've coloured this in with Magenta Madness and Granny Apple Green and Daffodil Delight, and there's a little bit of Pool Party as well. So although it's a sympathy card, sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you and wishing I could be there to hold your hand, sometimes it's quite nice for people to have sympathy cards in brighter colours because it can cheer them up. Hi Jenny, good to see you. So this is what you'll be doing tonight, Jenny. These are some of the alternatives to the kit. A third card, in this case, I've used the inside of one of the envelopes. So I'll be showing people how you can take an envelope. If I can just find the yellow envelope, which is somewhere here. Here it is. So basically I took this envelope apart. So you just rip the envelope apart. I know it's a beautiful envelope, it's hard to do. Hi Steph, good to see you. This is the Bouquet of Hope kit, Steph, which is a paper pumpkin kit. You can watch the video from the beginning and catch up, which is £20. I'm just showing the original cards and then also some alternatives. So you just rip the envelope apart like this, and you just cut the rectangle out of that, and I'll be showing you in the third card how you use this triangle, which is really good. So I've used that piece there for the background because it's really lovely. It's a shame, I think, to waste it on an envelope. So just use an ordinary white envelope and use these envelopes for extra designer series paper. That's what I say. But the interesting thing is that some of the designer series paper from the Flower and Field celebration papers that we got actually matches with this set, which is really good. So you could also use some of that. So again, I've coloured this in bright colours because when you're saying to somebody, I'll always be here for you, you want to cheer them up, really, I think. Not always use sort of darker, more autumnal colours. So use some spring, summer colours to cheer them up because it's fabulous getting a card, isn't it? Particularly when it's unexpected. So this is the third card that Chelsea did. I'll just put the box away for the moment so you can see more clearly what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you a few tips tonight how to do this card, but I will just show you the basics now. So again, I've cut one of the cards that they give. So this is one of the folded cards that they give. You can see it's decorated front and back. So to get more mileage from it, what you do is cut it in the middle. So you've got two card fronts. So those two card fronts are out of one card from the kit. So I think this is the thing to do, really. So you've got your basic, this is thick basic white base. And then I've cut this down to size so that it fits that base. And then do you remember I said you can use the envelopes? You're all going to be looking around for decorated envelopes now to get this from. So let me just show you what I mean. It's always better to see things demonstrated. So you take your lovely, beautiful envelope and you take a big, deep breath and you think, do you know what? I think this will be better just to chop this up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take that bit off. Once you've got a straight edge, you can then see for all the rest. So let me just line that up and then line this up and make sure it's going to cover there. Those you can even use these white pieces perhaps to stamp on, although it's not as thick, obviously, as basic white, but you never know, you might get away from it. So there is my piece that I would use on my card, but I would actually cut it down a bit. So I'm just going to cut it, what's it for? So I'm going to cut it probably to about 3.5, and then I'll just take it back and measure it again, and that looks okay. I might have to cut the card off a little bit at the side. Hang on. That's the correct size. So that actually fits perfectly. Can you see how that fits perfectly? So that's great to use for another card. So now I've got my triangle, which I was talking about. And I've even got a scrap there I can use, I'm sure. So I want to get rid of, the wonderful thing about this trimmer is you can trim very little, very thin strips, which is great. So I'm now wanting a triangle out of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut along here to make sure that I've got, I want it to the corner, don't I? So there we go. So once I've got that, then what I'm going to do, if I just get this right, is I want a right angled triangle. So therefore, although that line is, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. I'm putting it like that to make sure that I get a right angled triangle. Now it's not even either side, but as you'll see, that doesn't actually matter. So if I've got that there and I've got my triangles here, how did I get from that to that? Okay, and you could use this design on any of your cards by cutting triangles. So remember pinwheels? I mean, Chelsea Christensen, she did it totally different, but I actually fiddled around with it and I quite liked the idea of pinwheels. So the first thing I did, what you can do is line this up here so that it's pretty much that the centre of the grid paper is in the centre of the card. So I know that I want that possibly like that. And it's gonna, I want equal on either side really. So do you see the wheels going, and think of a windmill, it's going in that direction. So this one's going to go on like that. This one is smaller, but since you've got excess, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. But we'll see what you think. And then if I put that on like that, I think that looks pretty good. And then you've got the little bit of blue peeking through on all the corners. So just one little tip with this, if when it's in the die, let's see if I can grab the die so that I can show you. You can use your embossing tool and actually get it so that, I don't know if you see from this, that stands out a bit. So I'll be showing this to the girls tonight as to how to do this. If I just find the dies. So these are the Tasteful Label dies. So I'll just get hold of it here. That's the die there. Really lovely set of dies. And I wasn't planning on showing you this, but hey ho, it doesn't matter. It's always good to see things. So that's the way the die was cut. You can see the line around the outside. So if I put it back in the die like that. And if I get my silicone mats are quite useful for this sort of thing. Can you see that? And I've got it on my silicone mat. And then I take the I like the larger embossing tip. If I just find the edge and I just do this and just carefully go around and just feel the edge with my embossing tool and just press down, that is actually going to mean it's going to be raised up when I take it out. All will be revealed in a moment. And I take it out, can you see that that edge is now nicely raised? So hi Julie. So I guess you could do this with any die and it just gets a nice raised edge. I'll be showing this tonight as well, Julie, but I thought I'd do the video for people who can't access the Zoom meeting. So back to this card and you put that on there. Now, another tip that Christy gave, which I thought was really good, is take your silicone mat and put it on your grid paper and then take your letters. These were cut out with the Playful Alphabet dies, which are absolutely fabulous. I'm just going to get them and show them to you. Says me. I'm not going to show them to you because I put them down somewhere and I didn't think to get them out, but they are fabulous. They're in the new annual catalogue and they're great. So you'll have to look in the catalogue to find them. Right, giving you some homework to do. So I'm just going to put these on my silicone mat. You'll like this. You can do this with any letters that you want to put in a card. You're all wondering what on earth is she going to do? Except for, do you know what? The L has gone missing, but hey ho, it doesn't matter because the whole thing is to show you the principle of it. So I'm going to put the O there. So pretend that hello is spelled H-E-L-O, which obviously it isn't. So you've got your letters exactly where you want them. And then you take some washi tape. And I like it to be thinner than the actual height of the letters. And you carefully put it over. And can you see there I've got the hello sticking, the top sticking to the washi tape. So it's not like sellotape. It won't rip it if you remove it carefully. So then I turn it over. I could have done this on adhesive sheets and then this would be sticky if I peeled off the back. But I would just apply Tombow, which I'm not going to do now because obviously I don't have the L. It's disappeared somewhere. What would we say? In the mass of stuff on my desk at the moment. So you put the Tombow on the back of each letter and then you place it where you want to on your label and then you just carefully peel off the washi tape, and what you'll find is because the glue is on the back, the letters will stay exactly where you want them. Obviously they've not stayed in this case because I don't have glue on the back, but I think you understand that if I had had the glue on the back, those would have stayed exactly where I wanted them to stay. And there you put your letters exactly where you want on the card. So this will go on top of here, and then you will use that little flower and those two little bunches of flowers, one there, and then obviously the letters, and that will give you the card like that. And obviously you'll cut off the edge of the triangles when you stuck them to the blue. So that's that card. And I'll just go through. These are the other alternative cards. I'll be sending photos to everybody who is doing the class so they can copy these. I could just quickly possibly show you how you put together these cards, if I can just find them. So for this one, for example, I'll just find the card, it's here. For this one, you have the card like that. And you don't need that, you have that like that. You would stamp your sentiment, sorry for your loss, on there. And then you could put the black sequins on that obviously come with the kit. There you go. I think it's a bit dull, that card like that. So that's why I stamped the bouquet, because I just thought it'd be nice to put some flowers on. I guess if you wanted to, you could put some of the flower embellishments on, which were available here. It might look nicer if you put a yellow strip behind like that, might just liven it up a bit. I think the reason I'm not stamping it now is because I've only got limited numbers in the kit. You might just decide to put your flowers on here instead of on the other card, just to put two like that, and so sorry for your loss. So that's different ways you could do that one. So that's the first card. And then this one, you obviously, this did use those flowers, but because it's got this rather lovely gold embossed piece of vellum, you just stick that straight on. Now obviously the way to stick this on is to use the little glue dots that they've given you here, which you would just put sort of one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there, and then just, I use my take your pick tool to flip the top off them, and then that would just stick straight down on there. And then you just carefully peel off the thinking of you. Just be very careful as you hold it that you're not bending the letters, and then just carefully hover it over and stick it straight down. And then obviously I've put this one up on dimensionals. The dimensionals come in the kit, and that'll be that one done just as they've shown you. And then the third card is this one, which obviously takes the blue, which I've used there. So if I just hold that, pretend that was the card front, and then you've got the yellow strip which goes across, which I have put here. No, that's not, well, we'll just put that one across instead, but you would actually, oh, here it is. You'd use the yellow strip like that, and then you'd have the bouquet. See how quick and easy these cards are? This is why it's quite fun to do, say, 3 by the book, and then do some others. This is on dimensionals, this piece, like that. And then you would stamp I'm always here for you on that piece there. Put that up on dimensionals, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 black sequins. Very simple, very easy to make card. So I might get a couple of other samples done by tonight. Watch this space. But in the meantime, these are all the cards again. So that is one of the original cards. That is one of the originals, but do you remember I added the bouquet of flowers? And then there's this one. So those are the 3 according to the instructions. The instructions are underneath the box, just so that you know, so look out for those. And then the alternative cards are this one, and then this one. And then I did have a blue one as well, which I've put down somewhere, but I did show it earlier in the video, so that should be enough. And then this one was the one with the paper piecing, which is good fun. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. So hopefully this will help you to do your kits. You might want to get started, those of you who've got them. Otherwise, I'll see most of you tonight on the Zoom video. So take care. Bye.